Welcome. As you can see, I've transcended space and time, and I'm now coming to you as King of the Internet from the 17th dimension. Theme song. Hello and welcome to the anniversary TRIDENTCast, and for this anniversary, I have transcended space and time, and now am just a fleeting glimpse of my former self, and am crowned king of the internet. But for you, my people, I will come off of my throne and come back into the mortal world. Yeah!
Hi, Ty.
Welcome back. There you are.
Yeah, there I am.
Regular old 3D Ty.
Let's turn the green screen off. And now, this podcast, for a very subset of fans, will be probably their favorite. Because, you know.
Spandex time.
Because it's spandex time. How's it going, guys?
We're on a roll. I mean, last time we left them all naked in the sauna anyway.
That's true.
That is true.
So we're
and now you got this. Yeah.
Suck cells.
we aim to please.
So where's the Trident's all about?
That's right. Did you guys know that this is TRIDENTcast number 13, which means that we've done an entire year's worth of TRIDENTcast. This is our anniversary TRIDENTcast. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yay!
So,
Time just
hey.
in general goes by so quick.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So Brian brought this Einstock Urgel Icelandic toasted porter. That part's in English, but this is
Irish.
This is really good. Yeah, I know it's kind of
Yep.
I couldn't do the accent very well, but this stuff is really good. It's an Icelandic
Very
toasted
good.
porter. Man, if you can get your hands on this stuff, oh.
Where did you find this?
I got this at Steve's Liquor on
right over by Target.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the corner of
Whatever road that is.
PD and Mineral Point.
That's it.
I first had this at a party Brent threw at his house.
Yeah.
And I bought a couple of different bottles of it, and they were all outstanding. And this one is this is a toasted porter, beer brewed with Icelandic roasted coffee, and
It's really good.
awesome.
Of all the ones that you brought, I think this one's like hands down my favorite.
Yeah, this is a good,
Like,
very,
woo!
very good beer.
100%. So thank you for joining in, and thank you for those of you on Patreon who've been supporting us for these last 12 months and plus. I think we got to the $250 a month level pretty quick, and so we started doing these TRIDENTcasts, which I was super jazzed about. And now we've been doing them for a whole year, which is crazy. So you've been with us through the ups and downs and the sidewayses.
The ins and outs and what have you.
Here's to another year, and more fun stuff. So, when last you came, when last you saw the Lords of the Trident, we were in a hot sauna at my cabin, and we just played a show at Wasco's campground in Lake Nebagaman. Now that we've had some time to sort of digest the Wasco experience, does anybody have anything to add to that? Because it was a lot. The cabin was a lot of fun. Wasco's is very interesting. It's a very interesting place.
Yes.
Full of interesting people.
Yeah, I had a good time hanging out with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of Hero Quest to play.
Oh my gosh, we only got through the first quest of Hero Quest.
First out of what, 13 or something?
13,
12?
yeah, something like that. And then there's like the advanced Hero Quest and stuff like that.
We are such novices. I can't believe it.
Yep. So, that was a lot of fun. And then directly after that, we played a show at the Boulevard Lanes. Oh man, Brian actually set up that show.
Yeah.
At Boulevard Lanes, where I proceeded to butcher the name of the band that was coming after us because
Which I feel partly responsible for because I'm the one that told you it was Vinyl Thunder.
Yeah.
So I misinformed you.
It's all
so
good.
I'll shoulder a little bit of the blame on that one too.
I always love it when I say something like yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Vinyl Thunder, and everybody's like, it's not Vinyl Thunder. I'm like, okay. It makes me look like, or it makes me feel like one of those guys that are like, yeah, whatever, Lords of the Trident, coolest band.
You know.
You know, their singer is now a floating head. They're too cool for bodies. Don't need bodies anymore. It's okay. Bodies are back in style. There it is. Bodies are back, ladies. So, don't you all wish... I'm going to order this for all these guys next. This is just a trial run. Yeah.
Your Halloween thing.
Yeah. Aki loves it. He can't wait. I know that people are probably wondering what this is all about. It's not just Ty goofing around. It actually is for something Lords related, believe it or not. What that is still super secret, under wraps. I can't tell you. Maybe one or two of our close friends kind of know what we got cooking, but something's coming down the pipe. I will say that it is music video related. And oh my God, shut up, phone, Jesus. Anyway, so I know. Take that. I will say that it is music video related. So, does that mean that there's new music videos coming down the pipe? Yeah, probably, but not before. Not before the new album's coming out. We'll just say that. We'll just say that we're getting an early jump on some of these things. So,
any other fond memories of the Boulevard?
I just wish they let us play a little bit later. And I think we're all fans of early shows, but I feel like if we had started at 7:30 or even just, or 8 or whatnot, I feel like we would have had a much larger crowd, because playing at 6 o'clock or whatnot.
We were at 6. Yeah.
Yeah, it just I started around dinner time, and it's just kind of far away from the time you'd normally start a show.
That being said, we still did well.
Yeah.
There were still lots of people there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was, the thing I remember about it the most is that it was very humid out that day. It was always kind of just about to rain, but it never did. And the thing that I remember about that is that the posters that we had out on the table were all just cut, sort of the edges were just sort of wrinkling in, because of all the humidity in the air. Mm-hmm. So I had to, get the iron out after that show.
Since it was outside, everyone who was drinking had to have their beer in plastic cups.
Mm-hmm.
So during Complete Control, Ty ran over to a bunch of bikers and shot off the confetti cannon.
Yes.
And now all these bikers had fucking confetti in their beers.
Yep.
Because it was all...
God damn it. Damn kids. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I remember as Jim, the drummer from Reloaded, you got him pretty well.
Good.
And he's just poof, and he's like...
Oh.
I'm watching this from the stage, I'm like, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh. Take that, Jim.
It's really hard to read the crowd. I thought, I was I don't know if anyone cares about us. Maybe we were background music to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as we finished our set, people were like, holy shit, you have to play another song!
Yeah.
It forced us to go back and play more. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after the show, a lot of people were really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So I didn't
I think
expect that.
I think that's par for the course for bikers, though.
Yeah.
Stoic.
Right.
Stoic, and you got to be sure you look like a badass.
Well, maybe that crowd in general, too, they were just sort of, in the beer tent, kind of enjoying the music. Hadn't really, a lot of them probably hadn't seen us before, so
Didn't know what to expect.
They didn't know what to expect, and so they were sort of just sitting there huh. These guys are all right. Yep.
Right.
Then we play a Iron Maiden song and be like, yeah, I'm
Larry,
gonna shake their hand.
Larry the Steadfast made it down.
He did, yeah.
he did.
We bowled later in the night.
Yeah. Yeah, he crashed. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And once per podcast we have to say Larry. So hey Larry, how's it going? Good day. Thanks for coming, man. So anyway,
Larry the
I
Delightful.
feel outdoor shows are often kind of fun. I mean, we do so many indoor ones.
yeah, we do. Yeah.
So the few that we do that are outdoor, I often find them to be treats, unless it's horrifically hot or cold, or the stage is falling apart.
I was pretty impressed with that last band's entrance. Their singing.
Oh yeah, he's got the muffler that shoots fire.
Yeah, that old car, and he's shooting 7-foot flames out the back of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish I had
That's crazy.
footage of that, but he came in the old car and just shooting flames at the back, and then driving it kind of into where the crowd was, and it was pretty cool.
That was Metal Gonzo.
Metal Gonzo, yep.
Or Metal Gons.
Yeah, he had me come up for I think Holy Diver, and that was a lot of fun. So, and then at the end of their set, they had like full on fireworks, which was like I'm like, oh please, I want that, you know. And the rest of the guys are like, no more fireworks. No, we have enough fireworks.
Anyway, cheers to Metal Gons.
Yeah, thank you, Metal
for
Gons.
having us out. It was a lot of fun. So.
Yep. And there was a beer that was like some 11% on tap, and they were trying to like kill the barrel, so they're giving away for $2. And it was from next door, and it was just, oh my god, I had way too many of those.
Go up to the counter and ask for the plump one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's plumptuous or something.
Yeah.
Plumptuous, yep.
Yeah.
But I made the girl behind the counter laugh. I'm like, the plump one. And she's like, ha! We get a few of those in here.
It is Wisconsin, after all.
Yeah.
Yep. So after that, we really didn't have much going on. I went directly, more or less directly, to Door County. Right after that, that was my next kind of like little jaunt. So for some of you know that we play. We would either play or go to the Warriors of Metal Fest in Ohio, kind of around late June, early July every year, and it shut down 2 years ago, and a bunch of us that would go sort of lamented the fact that it was no longer a thing, because there'd be people that we'd see maybe like once a year, and we get a chance to catch up like at the fest. And so a couple years back, when we realized we weren't going to be able to do that, we contacted these people and we said, well, let's just have a little vacation. And so we called it the Metal Brocation. And the first year we went to my cabin the same cabin we were at the last podcast. So we went up there. The year after that, they went to somewhere in Michigan, I think, and it was Michelle and Jonathan and some other people. Alejandro the first year, but Michelle and Jonathan and I were supposed to go to this place in Michigan the second year. Well, I went into the hospital because I found out I was allergic to a specific medication and almost died, so I couldn't go. And the funny thing about like the year previous was, if it was like a group of friends, it would have been a fun little like friend outing. But since it was just Michelle and Jonathan, it seemed like one of the most romantic like dates. It was like, oh, let's go on a little ferry ride, and then let's go sample some wine. Oh, and then we'll take a hike down the sand dunes. And she was just joking the whole time. It's like, wow, this is the most romantic platonic thing I've ever been on. So, and so we kind of had, so thankfully, this time we had another little romantic outing to Door County, and we stayed so Michelle said, hey, my parents have a trailer up in Door County. We can stay there and camp. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna like rough it a little bit, whatever. No, this place was a mansion. It had 2 flat screen TVs, 2 air conditioning units, and a fireplace. You know that scene in The Simpsons where they're like, it's Homer's trying to buy the RV, and he sees the one with the chandelier and like the full fire going in? It was pretty much exactly like that, except no chandelier. We did have a kitchen island, so I'm like, it was not roughing it in the slightest at all, and it was awesome.
Flanders was left with an impound fee he could easily afford.
The thing about Door County, I don't know if anybody who's watching the podcast has been up to Door County in Wisconsin, but this is my first time up in Door County. And what I found was that the easiest way to go about it was just to role play as 50-year-old women. So I was Barb, Michelle was Marge, and Jonathan was Janet. And we spent the whole week coming up with these elaborate backstories that we would tell to the people that were pouring us the free wine samples, because they were like everywhere, essentially. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see the photos of us holding up all of the, those like little plaques that you can buy, like, wine is temporary, friends are forever, those kind of things. Or my favorite one, and this is actually, honest to God, a real plaque, and I should have fucking bought this. It says, This vacuum cleaner has no wine holder. It's like it wasn't even designed for a woman. How am I supposed to work under these circumstances? And I'm just like, wow, oh my god. Like, who think, like, yeah. So,
That's pretty good.
Where do I even start with that?
yeah. It's just like layers. It's like an onion, man. So I'm really...
The Door County onion.
Yeah, I should have bought, if I go back up to Door County, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to put it right here. Just going to put it right on the wall.
We need to find the restaurant. We went to one where it was a build-your-own old-fashioned.
Oh, boy.
And that was awesome. You could choose what booze went into it. You could choose. They had 6 different flavors of bitters.
Oh, yeah.
And then, sweet or press or seltzer or, so you could really customize an old-fashioned, and it was damn tasty.
That's awesome.
Did you guys go to the restaurant with the goats on the roof?
We didn't eat there, but we went by it. Yeah, we went by it many, many times. We saw the goats all the time.
The Swedish pancakes they're very good.
Well, next time I feel like being a 50-year-old woman, I will definitely try that out.
Andrew and I also bowled in the bowling alley there, which is so old school. It's amazing.
That sounds good. So yeah, we need to go back and get your travel suggestions, and we'll do like 50-year-old man vacation next time.
There you go.
Like bowling alley, pancakes, whiskey, old fashions. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to get over to Washington Island and get to the Bitters Bar.
We didn't do that. No, we didn't go to the Washington
That's a
Island.
must do.
Okay. So you heard it here first. Choose your own adventure. 50-year-old woman, 50-year-old man.
Here's the trivia on that one. Is that obviously, Prohibition happened, but they marketed bitters as a tonic, as a stomach tonic, or something along those lines. So they were able to get around it and drink bitters during the Prohibition.
Oh God!
Yeah,
straight bitters.
And the guy who founded the Bitters Bar,
pretty good.
that's what he did. That's what you do is you take a shot of bitters
Jeez.
at the bar, and you get a card and everything. And this guy drank straight bitters every day for his whole life, up until his 90s or whatever.
Jeez.
It's like 45% alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you'd be into that. You love bitters.
Yeah, I love bitters.
Yeah. Andrew and I did it, and it's actually not. It is what it is, but it's not terrible. It's more drinkable than you'd
It
think.
reminds me of like Christmas in your mouth.
There you
go. Or like drinking potpourri.
Drinking potpourri.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
That's what, potpourri?
Yes.
But it's just like that.
No, that's
kinda
If you never tried it, don't even tell me.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. But the first time I tried it, it's like Christmas in your mouth. It's like, okay, I can see that. 'Cause it's like super spicy. Then like, you think of like old school potpourri bowls, and like, you smell that, and you're like, yep.
Like you put your nose right in there. Oh.
Yeah.
Has potpourri been a thing for a
God.
while? Because
I don't
I
think
seem to
so.
remember that suddenly appearing when I was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, all the moms in the neighborhood just the potpourri bowl just kind of manifested in the bathroom.
It was always
You
with
know?
my grandma. My grandma had potpourri
Oh.
when I was growing up, but
Must
What
have
about-
swept Superior by storm. at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, absolutely. It's all of a sudden somebody goes to somebody's bathroom and is like, "What's that? Oh, and it smells. I'm gonna ask Janet about this one." And then it just sweeps the nation.
Janet, a.k.a. Michelle.
No, Michelle was Marge.
Oh.
Yeah, Janet was Jonathan.
Okay.
So
Why didn't you have an alliterative name?
we couldn't think of one that really worked for T. Like it could have been like Tanya or Tina, but it didn't seem like old enough. Barb was like the perfect old woman name. You remember when we used to work at Do It. Tiff, yeah, maybe, but like still,
All right.
when we used to work at Do It, all of the HR people were named Bev, Betty, Barb, Linda.
Yeah, I remember.
And so we would say, as like a run on, we'd be like, oh geez, I just got off the phone with the fucking Bev, Betty, Barb, and Linda. What are you doing? I was helping some Bev, Betty, Barb, and Linda. So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Barb seemed to work really well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's kind of seems like a silly thing, but it's actually kind of fun if you ever get time. But checking out the Social Security Administration website, I believe it is, where they have history going all the way back to, I want to say, like the 30s or 40s of the most popular
Baby
names
names.
for both males and females.
Yep.
I might have brought this up before, but either way, it's really intriguing, and it's kind of cool to see which names are almost kind of cyclical in terms of they have moments where they're 5 or 10 years where they're very popular, and then they nosedive to the point where they're not even in top 250 names, and other names, they might have been popular in the 40s, and I don't know if they'll ever, they've never made a resurgence. So it's kind of interesting to take a look at that.
I think it also changes by geographic region. Okay, I'm about to say something that's probably going to be the least metal thing that anyone's going to say on this
talked
podcast.
about Potpourri.
Yeah, okay. I've been watching the Great British Baking Show.
Checkmate.
And there's a 17-year-old on there named Margaret, and I'm like, oh. Who? Why? Ugh.
Prime Minister? Yeah.
Yeah, Margaret, and then I'm like, oh, but they're British. So maybe that's fine over there.
I named my dog Maggie.
Yeah, but Maggie's
That's
one thing,
so
but she's like, no, it's Margaret.
Margaret.
No, it's not Maggie, it's Margaret. No. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's, But yeah, names like Enid, Agnes,
Yeah, so
Edna.
those I just I don't think they're coming back.
Yeah, I don't think... Lorraine, sorry, Grandma. But I don't think Lorraine's coming
All
back.
5 of us have names that are not particularly popular right now.
Yeah, we're not like a Hunter or a...
Well, Aiden.
Aiden.
Aiden's a big name right now.
Or Hunter.
Aiden or
like
Caden.
Gatherer.
Yes.
Or,
I mean, I will say a lot that have, especially ones that have religious significance, those are John and Daniel, Michael, those kind of always have a certain level of popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Not my
classically
not my
timeless.
first name. I mean, my middle name, Akira, that's super popular in Japan.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
John
Yeah.
In Japan.
For sure, for
then
sure.
Ichiro. and
Yeah, I was
whatnot,
going to say
yeah.
Ichiro is the
Yeah.
other one, yeah.
Yeah.
John and... John Smith, I don't know. Steve, yeah.
Yeah, Steve's very
All right,
common.
we've been boring you with enough bullshit here. I think it's time to just cut to the chase to get to why everyone's tuning in besides all of this right now. Right? Ladies and gentlemen,
That's why I'm here.
the fan favorite, most requested podcast segment of the entire month. Ladies and gentlemen, Aki's cat picture of the month, and we've got a special month. We got a special
Right.
thing for July.
So, this is something I was looking at your list, and I'm like,
Yep.
the cat thing's at the very end.
Oh, I'm jumping all around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very unpredictable.
Well, when I'm wearing this, anything goes.
Very mercurial. Okay.
Ah, very good.
But
I'm gonna head back to the internet for a second here.
There you go.
So for July,
That's
this
what-
one's kind of interesting. What? Don't knock that over.
All right,
This time we have a series of cat pictures.
you can see the
Very
first one right
excited.
here.
Oh God. Very excited to show.
How much can you see through that thing?
Not much. I mean,
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, Aki. Sorry, Aki. Sorry.
No, but I'm
Sorry.
very excited to show my mom's 2 cats they helped pick out back in November. They just turned a year old
Aw.
on July 4th. They're brother and sister. And their names are Butter and Brisket. Butter's the girl, Brisket's the boy.
And a fine name that is.
Yes, and they're both my favorite type of cat. Just a regular old striped tabby cat, your usual mutt type of cat, and they definitely meet my requirement of having awesome thick lemur tails.
Yeah.
I love it when the tails are almost prehensile
Ugh.
But probably one of my favorite pictures up there is both of them are at the screen door, and there's the feral cat, which I made a Facebook post about this a while ago, but my mom is always helping animals, and there's a feral cat, which I think now she's named Feralina, and it's a beautiful calico cat, and you can tell it's been a catch and release. It has that little clip on the ear, meaning they trapped it, spayed it, and then released it again.
Mhm.
My mom,
Is that what they do? Like a little.
they have to do a little cut. They cut. I don't know why, but they cut the very tip of the ear.
Huh.
So it's almost it has a
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stuff a softer
roundish end on her ear, and she like took one of her old compost bins because she's like super into gardening and filled it with hay and like an old like sheet, and like she pampers the cat, like feeds it multiple times a day, and like puffs up the hay and whatnot, and the two cats in this picture, Butter and Brisket, like this was earlier on, they're very friendly. Like when we got them, they were in like, some shelters like Dane County Humane Society, I like them, but like all the cats are in like separate cages.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, like all the cats are like free roaming in a room,
Right.
Which I kind of like more just because like to get along well, like to get socialized, and they want to play with Faralina, and my mom was very nervous because we've always had indoor-outdoor cats, and my mom and I both want to let cats go out, but just worried that Faralina would like have nothing of it. But I'm proud to announce that a few months ago my mom let the cats go outside, and apparently Brisket, who's the more like forward cat, immediately tried to go up to Faralina to like sniff it or whatnot. And
Yeah.
Faralina like just did like a slight hiss and like boop, like bopped his nose, and he just like stood like at a distance. They didn't get in a fight, but my mom said now like she sees all three cats like in a triumvirate. I don't know why I'm drawing a square, but like they're like in a triangle, and like they all keep their distance, but they're all like within a few feet of each other, which I find hilarious.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they're already
Eventually, the triangle will shrink, and then they'll just be best friends.
Yeah, exactly. But they're already killing lots of vermin outside and inside.
Good.
Bodies everywhere. And I like to mention my mom was like, she mentioned how she went outside and the cats were on the trampoline. I'm like, what? I was like, what the no?
Yep.
And my mom actually posted a couple pictures on Facebook. So I've stolen all her pictures up here, but
There you go.
that's probably not the highest resolution. But there are a couple up there, Butter on the trampoline.
On the trampoline.
And my mom was saying you can jump a little bit. You can't like give the cats nature airtime, but
Yeah,
they're
they'll just scamper
really
off.
friendly and chill. So
That's awesome. Well, and Aki and I are going down to Carbondale later in August.
really exciting. Really first solar eclipse in going over this area of the country in close to 100 years. It's pretty crazy to think.
And Aki tells me
Epicenter
that
is basically right over Carbondale, technically Macanda, which is right next door.
Yeah.
The path of totality.
Yeah, sorry, path of totality. I think it's going to be like right over Carbondale will be as longest duration, like 2 minutes and like 38 seconds or 40 seconds. So
I thought the epicenter was gonna. I was hoping it was gonna be like your mom's kitchen or something.
that'd be funny.
And Ozzy Osbourne's going to be there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's going to be playing Bark at the Moon apparently during the.
Yeah.
He's gonna sing "Bark at the
Eclipse.
Moon" 36 times. That'll be his set.
And I want to thank Brent. He brought over some thoughtful gifts. He brought some special viewing lenses.
Eclipse glasses.
Eclipse glasses, so we don't go blind looking up at the sky.
You know what's funny about eclipse glasses is that I heard this story the last time there was like a major solar eclipse, the area of totality or the path of totality was somewhere in Africa. And it was just this big thing, and there were all these billboards that the government put up that basically said, like, if you're going to look at the eclipse, make sure that you're wearing eclipse glasses. And they took the words eclipse glasses and made them really, really big. And in English, for some reason, even though a bunch of the places that they were trying to, put this information out didn't speak English. And the result of that was that the phrase eclipse glasses was so popular that was like the number one, going back to baby names, that was like the number one baby name for like that year was eclipse glasses. So it's like, I'm not kidding about this. You can look this up. It's, so like, you go meet, it's like, yes, I am eclipse glasses Mujabo. Yes. Like that's their name. Like that's the guy's name. Eclipse glasses.
That is
So
absurd.
every time I hear the word eclipse glasses, I'm just think of like a bunch of, dudes in Africa, like, okay, Paul, Frank, eclipse glasses. Well, it's me.
It's really gonna be crazy though. I mean, like there's even a New York Times article on it, and it just it should be interesting to see tens of thousands or maybe more
Yeah.
down there. That's
It's gonna be nuts.
it's
Yeah,
going to
this
be
is a big deal.
really crazy. I know there was a solar eclipse that you could see, I don't know, in some part of the United States in the 70s, but really, yeah, this is like the first biggie in so long.
I remember one that when I was in grade school, there was one. It wasn't a full.
Yeah, I
But
think the big thing is that this
I
is
remember
like a
going
full
out during
one.
school and like had to put the lenses up and.
Sure.
I have a memory similar to that, so I think those must have just been like partial. I was just going to say the eclipse glasses thing is kind of humorous, but you know, oftentimes I think of like weird hypothetical scenarios when I hang out with some of my friends, and I always thought it'd be like really funny to go back in the past and like fuck around a little bit with some cultures and not do anything mean, but like do really funny things like appear and like make them like appear like a godlike deity and make them like worship something really funny like a groundhog, and then then come back to present day and see how things are different and see like groundhog statues everywhere. Or like, you know, go back to like, you know, ancient Mesopotamia and then Egypt and Greece and like again appear like every time appearing like as some like godlike deity, and then like introduce like
Just
the,
like
the
explode
kazoo,
with
the
fidget
kazoo.
spinners, like
Yeah, but like give them like horribly annoying things like a kazoo and be like, this is how you summon this or how you treat royalty, and then it'll just be really funny to right. So I just thought it'd be really funny to do like little things like that. That wouldn't necessarily have like epic consequences, but would just be funny.
Just little tiny.
Yeah, little tiny
I like
things.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
You use the eclipse. You could go during an eclipse to like prove your godly powers. Like,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
With this kazoo, I shall black out the sun.
Right.
or slide whistles.
Oh my god!
Oh my
right?
god! Now you're thinking.
Yeah, just really slowly slide it as the sun moves in the eclipse.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
So,
More kazoo.
Coming up next for the Lords, actually next week. So this should be out by that time. But we are headed to Colorado. Specifically, we're headed to Fort Collins, Colorado, where we went a couple years back. The city of Madison. So fun story for those who are not familiar with this. The city of Madison participated in this thing called Band Swap, which was a program set up by the city of Fort Collins, Colorado. And what they would do is they'd take a bunch of bands from Fort Collins and they'd connect with like-minded cities, so sort of liberal, progressive cities. So Madison was on there. I think Louisiana, Seattle,
which is a state in Seattle.
Oh yeah, sorry. Where was
I can't remember.
Somewhere
It
in
was
Louisiana, you know.
Yeah. Somewhere that wasn't Baton Rouge.
Yeah, right. And so anyway, they connected with a bunch of different cities all over the U.S. and they said, "Look, we'll send one of our best bands out to your city and you can play, and we'll pay for everything. We'll pay for their flight, we'll pay for their hotel rooms or food, the whole shebang. We'll even do PR for you as long as you agree that you select one of your best bands from your city and you pay for them to come back to Fort Collins for this big festival that we have." And so they have like this 3-4 day thing where there's bands from all over the country just in Fort Collins playing with other Fort Collins bands, and they call it Band Swap. So people in Fort Collins, it's really cool. People in Fort Collins get to see like a little snippet of some of the best independent bands from all over the United States, and super cool. And so we got selected a couple years back, and you know we had an all expenses paid trip, and man, I'll tell you, like, I tried to pay for stuff. My Midwestern niceness got to me eventually, where it was like, no, I should probably pay for some of this beer. Like they were just like they would pay for everything. And when we had a dude,
You even got to go to Chipotle, and they paid for everything.
Yeah, we had
to pay for the guac.
we even had like a chauffeur and a bus that would, or like a 15-passenger van. The chauffeur's name was Bill, right?
I can't remember his name.
like
I
your
don't know if it was
money man.
Bill, but yeah, I was trying to
Oh, we shared
remember
his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall what his name
Well, anyway,
was.
I'll put the video up here, and if it wasn't Bill, then I'm sorry, whoever you are.
Not Bill.
Not Bill. Sorry, not Bill. I feel like it was Bill, but anyway. So yeah, and they took us all around. They paid for like literally everything, the hotel, the food, everything. And before we played our set, we went to this cocktail bar where they didn't really have any
It's like a tapas
food.
place, yeah.
Yeah, they just had appetizers, and all the appetizers were like $12, and they were like, oh, get 2 of them. They're not very filling, and we're like, it's $24. You know, they're like, no, the city's taking care of it. And so we're like, okay, you know. And yeah, at the end of the
I
night,
remember being so curious what the bill was, and it was like slightly lower than I thought it was, but still extremely high.
intensely high, and you know they and this was before the show. So anyway, the city of Fort Collins like treated us like absolute royalty, and all the rest of the bands too. And we made a bunch of really awesome connections with bands there. Some of you have seen us play with the band Post Paradise. They're from Fort Collins, and they are super good friends of ours. And then Stella Luce was our band swap band, and we're actually going to head out to Fort Collins, and we're playing with Post Paradise and Stella Luce in Fort Collins. But before we hit Fort Collins, we're making our first stop in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're playing with Fallen Rain and Our Sovereign Souls, which should be really, really fun. So, yeah, I've never been to Omaha.
Which is not the capital, it's Lincoln.
Right.
Never
Thank you,
forget
Aki.
that. Never forget that.
Yeah. Why, did you put Omaha on a test? And they
We
marked
were
it
talking
wrong?
about, we were on the boat,
I got you on one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Lincoln. So we're going to not the capital, and we're going to play with some guys we're super excited about.
Sorry, not Omaha.
Yeah. But then we're going to Fort Collins. Initially, we had plans to go to Denver or Colorado Springs the next day on Friday, but those plans fell through. So we're still kind of looking for something. Something might pop up, or we might do like an impromptu acoustic show. Or, you know, like maybe like last time when we were in Fort Collins for Band Swap, some radio station might pull us on and we might do an acoustic set live on air. You know, never know. All we got to do is just invade some college campus in costume, and we should be perfectly fine. So, yeah. Lots of stories from Fort Collins last time. But, yeah, super fun time. And it just so happens that somebody's having a birthday on the day we're playing Fort Collins.
Oh, boy.
So if we turn into a sloppy mess or a reggae band, then I'll blame him.
That's fine. I will be the sloppy mess.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
You can be He's gonna be a sloppy. He's guaranteed to be a sloppy mess after the show.
After the show.
So if you live in Fort Collins and you would like to see a sloppy mess, come on down.
A sloppy bearded mess.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: we are going to be breaking the Guinness Book of World Records longest pedal chain. The record currently stands at 152 guitar effects daisy chained together, and we're gonna do 153.
I bet it sounds good.
The thing I'm wondering is, like, how are they going to separate things that go in the effects loop versus the front end of the amp?
I don't think they're paying too close attention. I think they're just gonna daisy.
Let's just put a quarter-inch cable here and then one there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They're just gonna kind of start here, daisy chain everything together, go there. It should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna help break that record. So Lords of the Trident will be in Guinness Book of World Records, for longest pedal chain, and then pretty soon loudest band. Watch out, Man of War. Better take an early retirement.
Even though we use 2x12s.
That's right. That's how metal we are. We don't need 4x12s because we're louder.
Or, 25 of them.
We don't need that
75 of
either.
them.
No, it's the raw power.
They're actually marked as the world's loudest band.
Yeah, because they played at something stupid like 130 or 150 decibels.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's something insane. I mean, that's what they do. That's what Manowar does. They just play it stupidly loud.
Doesn't like the higher decibels get up like the incremental
It like
significant.
doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just one notch up. It's like twice.
Yeah.
And then 4 times and then 6 times. So yeah, 100 and anything
of a-
over
bit of a
130
bell curve.
decibels is like insanely deafening.
Right.
Very quickly. So watch out, Manowar. We're coming for you.
Yeah, I would rather die than have 100 speakers on stage and have only 99 of them working.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, actually, how, I'm curious, like, the volume that we are speaking at right now, how many decibels is that, roughly?
I can actually test that because I have a decibel meter on my
Nice.
phone.
I was
I just can't. You're gonna have to press
Conversation
buttons
is
for me.
what,
Hit
like
to
60
continue,
or 70 decibels, I think.
and then swipe
That's
it
not
over because
loud,
I can't do it with these. One more.
I heard like
Here it is, decibel 10. All right.
A tolerable band volume is like 105 decibels.
Hit don't allow, and then hit OK.
Hit Domo
Okay,
Arigato.
there we go. All right, so the where we're at right now is about 80 decibels.
That was close.
Right now.
Wow.
So if I scream, ah, that's 108. You know, so. Ah!
What the? Ah, jeez.
That was 100. That was 110.
Oh,
So-
that was just 2 more?
Yeah, it was just 2 more. Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
You see how it exponentially goes. Everybody at home, plug your ears.
I got 112.
Oh no!
Oh my god,
Oh.
and their high was how many? 156?
It was something like 140. I'll have to look
Oh
it up.
my
I'll put
God.
it on the. It was something stupid.
That's so loud.
Just
That's
really,
gotta be
really,
like,
really, really dumb.
I mean, is that? I mean, obviously, it's lower than like, an improvised, explosive device going off. But like, I mean, is that so loud that if you had like a window in front of the speaker, it would break?
Probably, yeah. I mean, the
Right,
vibrations enough would be enough. Well, it'd probably be violent enough for it to like,
The myth of the being able to break a wine glass or whatever, it has nothing to do with the actual volume. It has to do with catching whatever frequency that glass resonates at.
Yeah.
And then if you can hit that particular frequency with enough force, that's what causes the shattering. It's not the sheer power of the volume.
Right.
That's
so
not it.
So if you watch this glass shattering in slow motion, right, that I'm projecting on my chest right now, you'll see that it just sort of like wobbles a little bit, and that's that frequency that it's hitting, and that's when it smashes. So
I mean, it's
and now
the
I'm back.
same basic principle, I believe, as when you just ring a wine glass to
Right.
make it sing.
Right,
That's
exactly.
the frequency that it resonates at.
Yep.
So, and if you make that too intense, then it goes.
So we'll be in Colorado for a few days, and we'll be there. We'll be hanging out with Post Paradise and St. Lucia, which we're super excited about. And then we're swinging back down to Kansas City, Missouri, to play with our good friends Van Lay, USA, 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 USA.
USA.
Hey, Van Lay, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we'll tell you later. This is a not safe for anything, not safe for podcasts or human ears. If you wanted the full scoop of USA, just come see us at a show. We'll
You'll
say
just
that.
have to join the Patreon and come hang out with
Right?
us.
Yeah, join the freaking Patreon if you're not already on the Patreon. And if you're on the Patreon, thanks for joining the Patreon.
Woo.
And if you're not, put that fucking meth pipe down.
Do you
Get that.
smoke meth out of a pipe?
can.
See,
I think you do.
That's
I
how
think you
little
do.
I actually know about that.
I'm pretty sure
Haven't
you
you
do.
ever watched Breaking Bad? Come on now.
I suppose.
Yeah. That
They
$5
never really-
a month that you're buying meth with could be better suited towards a get into any Lords of the
I mean, I
Trident
guess they smoke it.
show
don't
for
they?
free.
It's like a little bulb with a tube coming out and you heat it up.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a glass pipe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Patreon, not that.
yeah, don't do meth, do the Patreon.
I was going to say, I don't want to get off topic real quick, but I just want to say that Spokesbuzz thing,
Go ahead.
probably one of my favorite experiences in the band. Like,
Oh,
that
hands
was, I
down,
think I was
yeah.
telling him we were hanging out one time. I mean, it was just, and I often don't even like, I don't always enjoy being on the road because I don't sleep so well, but like, it was so enjoyable, it was so cool. We were treated so well, and we met so many cool people. I'd never been to Colorado before.
They took us up into the mountains.
Yeah.
We had a hot tub at our hotel.
we explored
Oh.
so many different areas, like Fort Collins. We saw how similar it was to Madison. I mean, lots of bike trails, breweries, cafes, but just like...
New Belgium. When we go, we're
New
going to New
Belgium,
Belgium.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
absolutely.
But all that, we went to the university. We went, up in the mountains. It was an incredible opportunity that I'll never forget.
Can't say enough about the city of Fort Collins, and I love Madison a lot, but yeah, if I had to bullet to my head, gun to my head, I had to move one other place, you gotta move right now. I'm like, Fort Collins. That's probably where
I mean, it did feel a lot like Madison. Yeah.
It really did, yeah. So anyway, we'll see you in one of those cities, or later, or not ever. I don't know, or on the internet.
Not to get off topic. Have we been on topic yet this podcast?
Hey man, I think when we get off topic, that makes the best podcast discussions. We're just talking about baby names.
Yeah.
That was
potpourri.
And potpourri. Let's get back on topic here. Look at these puppies that we got right here, baby. That's right. We have our ale horns. They are out and they are sold out, except for one. We've got one more ale horn, which is over there because somebody decided that they bought the ale horn and they're like, oh no, wait, I didn't read it. It's 15 ounces. Crap. Oh, I need a 32 ounce. I need a big gulp ale horn. And and so they said, they said, look, I think this ale horn's probably going to be, well, better suited to somebody else. So that's cool. Big ups to the Guys, Games, and Beer Crew for laser etching our ale horns with our logo. And on the inside of the ale horn, which you'll see right here, right? Look at that. You probably can't see it, but there's I added in a nice little coating to the inside of the ale horn.
Yeah, that turned out.
So that
Yeah, that's that.
so that it's not like horn, it's more like plasticky. The ale horn that Brett has right there is one of our Mad with Power ale horns. Now, the people who bought the $100 VIP ticket to Mad with Power,
Remember what the insides were like, and now what it's like in there.
yeah,
It's like a big difference.
get this ale horn,
Yeah.
which is emblazoned with the Mad with Power logo, and are super cool. So, ale horns are out. We might have one that we're gonna, if nobody buys it by the time we get on the road, we'll take it on the road with us, and who knows, maybe somebody will buy it at the show. I think we've got like 4 or 5 more ale horns coming in the mail. Not in the mail, coming in from Guys, Games, and Beer, because they're doing up prize drunk, get out of here. There's fire.
Doesn't the couch stand that the ale horn rests on, does it make it look like that hedonist robot in Futurama? What's it called?
Hedonism bot.
Yeah, hedonism bot.
Doesn't it look like it? Look how it's reclining like
does.
that.
It does, yeah. More French dip.
I apologize, you got. I like it.
Yep. So, anyways, that's cool. This one here is mine, which I've been drinking out of. The reason that one is mine is because when I started coating the insides, I bought this enamel coat that people on the ale horn subreddit were recommending, but apparently is not FDA approved for whatever reason. And because I was also coating all of the Boss Meadery ale horns, they wanted something that was absolutely going to be FDA approved. So I had to switch over to a different one. So this ale horn, while Reddit says it's probably fine, if I die of cancer in the next 3 years, then you can just blame Reddit for that. So, but I probably won't. So there you go. Now we're wearing this suit anyway. This is the cure right here. You just slip into the internet dimension and all cancer is cured. That and magnetic bracelets, I think, also work. And crystals, centering your chi, always helps. So that's that. We got new songs. We're working on new songs.
I just want to point that out. You have a vinyl of the Midnight.
Yeah, so
I love that album so much.
Speaking of songs, Aki and I have been really into
Boobs.
synthwave.
I know, right?
Yeah, the boobs on this.
I like boobs.
But
Aki, tell us about the Midnight.
they're fantastic. There's a great channel on YouTube called New Retro Wave.
Yeah.
And I think it's through them they discovered this one, and
I'm gonna play some Midnight right here.
classified as synthwave, but it's so much more than that. Unlike a lot of synthwave, it has not every song, a lot of songs have vocals with a lot of guest vocals, and they have a saxophonist, and Oh man, the saxophone solos on this album, and their guitar solos too. Like there's some good metal guitar solos, but also there's some great saxophone solos. And
Yeah.
I'm reminded just how expressive that instrument is, and I feel like there are few instruments like the saxophone, like where at once it can be like hilarious and goofy,
Like yakety sax.
like yakety sax, like,
Yeah.
like just ridiculous, like killing a clown. And others are like, our times, you know, like a saxophone. What? A saxophone can be really sad and soul wrenching.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, I remember around Library
Sexy
Mall,
sax guy.
outside the university bookstore
That's
at
the
UW,
one.
Yep.
there'd often be some guy.
The shim. The
Is
person
that
that we
his name?
didn't. Well, no, we didn't know if it was a man or a woman
Oh,
because they were
okay.
so fat that we weren't.
Oh, that
Or-
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
The shim.
Yeah.
Man, that guy or gal really ripped it.
Yeah, yeah, but this one's really solid. I think, along with FM84, I think, and Time Cop. This is my third favorite. It's one of the top three. I don't know which is my number one, but favorite synthwave.
I think honestly, I think that one's probably my favorite. I think it's probably goes that.
It's most varied. Like I feel like I
yeah.
love Time Cop, but so many of the songs follow the same, like our pattern, the Iron Maiden pattern, and
Yeah.
whatnot. So, but this one, like every song is unique, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had it. I actually have their album before this, which is just an EP.
Yep.
And it's also good.
Mhm.
It's really cool. It's one of those cases where you can see them grow. Like the EP came out, I think, just like a year or two before this one, and you really see growth. Like the songs are better constructed.
Yep.
Can't say enough of this. I wish I, rather than holding back, told you about this one before. because
Yeah.
it's
So the funny thing is that Aki got me into synthwave. Well, he got me into.
I think you already knew some like Outrun stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, I was into Outrun, and then Aki was more into like chill wave, and he played me some Time Cop 1983, and I really liked it. I'm like, oh, you know, and I kind of added it to my Pandora queue, and I started to sort of, and then I found FM84, you know, and then I started listening to new retro wave, and I found the Midnight on like a Reddit thread. And I'm like, oh, Aki, oh my God, I gotta tell you about FM84 in the Midnight. He's like, oh, I already know about them, and I was like holding off on telling you about them so that I could like surprise you, or you know, like some like waiting for the right time.
Bands, I want to like find the right trip or whatnot.
Right, and oh my God, I can't recommend this album enough. It's really 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 good. Even if you're not really into synthwave at all, I'd recommend just listening to a song or two. It's
Yeah, the
really
saxophone and
fantastic.
the guitar is just.
Yep. So
Anyway.
So that's
I
cool.
realized I got some off topic there.
So on non-synthwave related stuff, on more metal related stuff, I guess we can go back to talking about right.
Yeah.
Guess we can go back to talking about synthwave.
Man, I really love boobs.
If you like boobs, that album cover is for you.
It's like all you can see them once you realize.
Once you realize they're boobs,
It's
that's
like-
pretty much all you see
Yeah,
is
it's
the
all you
boobs.
can see is the boobs.
But otherwise it's just sort of it's avant-garde. Back on metal subjects, I just finished just the other day the music video for Raptor Command's next music video, the band in LA that I sing for. I'm going to give all you people a sneak peek of it. Ready? Ha! There it was. What'd you think? Was it good? Yeah, you only saw about a quarter second. Ah, there's another one. Yep. Yeah. All right. It seems pretty good, right?
Sustainable Soil.
Yep.
That's a different band, but
So anyway, that's going to be out soon. Max has got that at the mastering agent people right now. They're going to send me the final wave. The last video that we released in 4K.
I
That was our first 4K video. That was the first 4K video I was ever in. This one's going to be in 2K. Because everybody typed in, they're like, 4K too much, Ty too high def, can see all fat rolls. You know? So,
Just like that.
that's basically what it was. It was Telegram format, Stop! 4K too much, stop! Raptor Command, amazing, stop!
Are you gonna post this podcast in like 240p?
I'm only recording it in 1080.
Okay.
Unfortunately, once we upgrade, tell you what, once we pay off the Trident Mobile,
I think you missed the joke.
in what 2P?
Oh, you said too many fat rolls and you're wearing the suits.
Right.
Yeah.
I What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit
You
out.
can see everything.
Oh, you can see it all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this out, and I'm just gonna put John Cena's body right here,
Yes.
like the whole. It'll just be kind of floating as I move. John Cena. Yeah. So, I watched a movie last night.
John Cena in a spit swapping cage match. Yeah.
I watched a movie last night that John Cena was actually in called Tour de Pharmacy. I don't want to ruin it, but I'd totally recommend it. I think it was on HBO. Let's just say that it's absolutely hilarious. A bunch of the dudes from The Lonely Island made it, and there are like there's just trigger warning. There's a lot of dicks in it, full on dickage. There's 100% dickage going on.
Biggest.
So
Yeah.
So, but Tour de Pharmacy, really funny, and John Cena's in it. Yeah.
Did you get to see some John Cena wiener?
No, but the wiener gets pretty close to John Cena's face, and I'm actually like surprised, and I'm a little like, wow, John Cena's pretty chill dude, like considering how close the wiener.
Taking a banger in the mouth?
Oh, I mean, it was pretty close. It was pretty close. So anyway, Tour de Pharmacy, check that out. Raptor Command music video coming out soon. All right, check this out. Here's the main event tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Mad with Power, the fest that we've got coming up. Our first fest. Here's the poster. Right there. There it is. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing this. I'm just gonna have a lot of fun. Right. So, Mad with Power is the first fest that we've ever thrown. We've got 6 bands coming to it, but we also have a lot of really, really cool stuff. We've got Boss Meadery is coming out with the Lords of the Trident Mead. We're gonna have our own alcoholic drink. It's gonna be called Mad with Power, and it's gonna be awesome. It's blood red. It's kind of like sweet and sour. It's sparkling. It's made from with tamarind and cranberry in it, so it's going to be really kind of like that crisp tartness.
Make
in
your
it.
jowls hurt?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm hoping. I only tasted the beta that was like non-sparkling, so I'm really excited to see like what the final version is. I haven't even tasted it yet, but I know it's going to be awesome because it's Boss Meadery stuff, and all their stuff is awesome. So they're coming out with that. Not only do we have that, but Droids Attack is releasing their next custom beer, which is called Fatal Error, based on their second album, which is a good album, really good album. Steven Seagal, one of my favorite Droids Attack songs.
El Lordo.
Yep, the Lord is also on there. So, we got that. And if that wasn't enough, if six heavy metal bands, mead, and a beer wasn't enough, we are also trucking in a free play classic arcade for the fest. So you will be able to challenge all your friends to all the arcade that you can have, that you can get your hands on for the fest. It's going to happen on September 2nd. That's over Labor Day weekend. So cancel all weddings, funerals, births, bar mitzvahs. They're all canceled and moved. If you're going anywhere for Labor Day, stop.
Knock it off.
Just delete your plane tickets. Tell American Airlines, sorry, buddy, but Mad with Power is happening. So
I'm going to remove myself from this airplane. Thank you very much.
that's right.
That's right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The cancellation fees will be more than worth it because Mad with Power Fest is going to be awesome. It's September 2nd, 9/2 at the Annex at the Red Zone here in Madison. And it's only $15. And if you purchase your tickets ahead of time, which please, if you haven't yet purchased your ticket ahead of time, purchase your tickets ahead of time. You get $2 off, and it helps the fest because we kind of like know how many people are coming. It gives us some seed money to do more fun things. The crowns, that we've got here are part of Mad with Power Fest for our silver VIP pass holders that will also get T-shirts and a bunch of fun surprises. And the gold crowns for the gold VIP people are even freaking cooler.
Is it safe to say we'll probably debut at least one new song?
Yep. And I would say, and also on the Colorado tour, we're going to be debuting a brand new song from the album as well that no one has heard yet. So that's going to be super fun. And one of our new music video songs. We're going to use that song for a music video. So maybe it's with this, maybe it's not. You don't know.
Time to start paying attention.
Yeah. Can you figure out the riddles that we've sent so far? Can you figure? Oh, I was trying to get it over the camera.
And I think
No, go ahead.
it's going to be exciting. I think this is like first time in I feel like a couple of years since we played with Conniption. Like
Yeah.
Ryan hasn't played with Conniption since we've been in the band.
Right. So Conniption's going to be playing. A band from Milwaukee, Steel Iron's going to be playing. Our good friends Inner Siege are going to be there, which is going to be fantastic.
Droids Attack.
Droids Attack will be there. We will be there. And, of course, the wonderful and amazing Automaton from Cincinnati will be playing, and we're super excited to see those guys. They will also probably be playing a bunch of new stuff from their upcoming album, which they got coming out. And also, if that wasn't enough, you say, oh my gosh, Ty, I'm sold. Well, let me give you one more little cherry on top thing. The first 100 people through the door will get this little puppy right here for free, the Mad with Power compilation album 2017. We got a bunch of heavy and power metal bands from all over the United States that are on this puppy. And we got 100 copies and 100 copies only. So the first 100 people through the door will get a copy of the CD for free. So, bands included like Claymore, Scythia, Mega Colossus, Golden Hall, Raptor Command, Dawn of Valor, Unity, Fiacra, Signs of Madness, Steel Iron, War Curse, Chainsnap, Mithridium, and many others. Except those are all of them. So, anyway, if you want that CD, you better come to the fest because we only have 100.
We should make one of those commercials where like the
It's sort of just like scrolls by really,
and there's like
3 easy
5
payments.
seconds of each song. Like, hold on, lose that.
Yep.
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Too far away. I feel like all of us have those,
I can't drive 55.
Yeah, I feel like all of us have, if
I remember late at night just those going on constantly.
And if we started one of those
power ballads,
if we started one of those, we could probably like sing the next one in line and the next one after that and the next.
You like memorize the sequence.
That's what I call music, volume 13.
Yeah.
Dude, YouTube single-handedly killed that whole thing.
Yeah.
That whole industry is gone thanks to
Thank
YouTube.
God.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss that.
Yep.
Then they were at now 442, right?
Something like that, yeah. Also, I've got a special announcement for the Gold VIP passes. The Gold VIP passes will be getting the Kill for Metal Volume 1 DVD from Killer Metal Records. And hey, look who's appearing on the back of that. Look at that. Some handsome dude. I think maybe we showed this off before. Dude.
Disclaimer: don't actually kill for metal.
Yeah, that might violate local laws, maybe. But anyway, you will get one of these wonderful DVDs. All the Gold VIP people, Silver VIP people, we still love you, but we don't have enough DVDs for everybody. So this is a special item. And these are from Germany because you have the FSK and the 12 Fiebergarten, which I believe means that you have to be 12 years old to watch this DVD. Otherwise, the authorities will lock you up and take your parents away. They will put you in a camp where you will mine gold and silver 40 hours in a week. You will be paid only in gruel and good feelings, and you will be educated very tersely. You will be tersely educated.
Now I kind of want every podcast to have a different type persona, a different character from a different country.
Yeah,
we could even with the green screen. We could have virtual chats. Some of our fans around the world, and it would be Ty dressed up as.
This week it's John Cena Ty. Next week it's brooding artist Ty.
He's got one of those hats with a little Schittler mustache.
Everyone's a terrible caricature.
Lederhosen tie.
Yeah. Lederhosen tie. So,
Guten Abend.
So that's
aus Deutschland.
So if you do not want me to take away your children, you will come to the Mad with Power Fest on September 2nd It will be so much fun that you will forget what fun means and will have to rewrite the definition in your mind forever. Yeah. Last time you went to the Rammstein concert, you said, this is the most fun I've ever had. No! 9! Now this is the next one.
9.
9.
9!
9.
Yep. Well, I think it's time for the second most requested podcast segment of the month.
You better,
This is a segment called You Better, You Brett, where Brett tells you all something you better do.
There's no way this is the second most wanted section of
Hands down.
I don't even know if the cat one's
The cat one we have gotten emails
It's
about.
like, oh, press fast forward.
You better, you Brett.
All right, Brett, what should we better do?
Well, I don't know. This has been on my mind lately. So everybody generally has water pitchers in their home, right?
Yeah.
These days, especially by Madison Water.
Like the Brita
yeah,
is
the
what you're talking
Britas.
about. Yeah.
I have a Camelback, which everybody should look into Camelbacks because they're way better.
Do they have filters on those?
They do, but it's like a pitcher. But instead of like the Britas that you have to sit and wait for them to filter, the Camels do it like immediately.
So,
I
yes,
don't wanna
I was going to say,
yeah.
some of us are dummies and don't know what a Camelback is.
I don't want to carry something on my back all day.
Well, Camelbacks are the backpacks with the. Initially, they started as backpacks that were just filled with water, and you had the tube and drank it as portable water.
Mm-hmm.
But the Camelback pitchers, it's basically it filters it twice. So you pour it in, and it pours. So your pitcher fills like as you're pouring water in. When you pour it out, it filters it again. So it's double filtered, but it just fills it, so you don't have to like sit there and wait for the Brita thing to filter through.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Anyways,
Could it double as like a potty for you if you have a catheter?
I guess
Or
if
whatever,
you need to.
So, the tube runs in, runs back out.
All right,
Yeah.
excuse me.
I
I'm
think
going
what
to the
Brett's
internet.
talking about is an actual pitcher.
It is.
Made by the Camelback company.
Yes.
There we
Not-
go.
And not any catheter related.
Scared Ty out of this dimension. I'm sorry, proceed.
So, Camelback pitcher. Here you go.
There it is. Yep, right here.
Anyways, the concept of pitchers. So, I don't know. I have a couple roommates, but I am tired of people not refilling the goddamn water pitcher.
All
Me
right.
too.
And I was happy to like when I went to your fridge that your pitcher was full enough to fill a glass of water.
Yep.
And you got to refill it. Don't be an asshole.
You basically
And
every
leave the
second
pitcher
glass have
empty.
to refill. They never
You
hold
do.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like
There's
I use
actually
that
a-
pitcher for like my dog's water and everything too. So like
You give
going
your
back-
dog filtered water?
Yeah, well, it's so nice with the Camelback because you can just fill it up and then filter it right away.
I see.
So
There's actually a stipulation when I joined this band is that I would always have filtered water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah.
and plus I love my water super cold.
Well, okay.
So like I really like to have the fridge water. So I'm just if you have a pitcher, fill the fucking pitcher.
Yeah.
Amen.
That said, and I have a picture as well, but I do feel, and I bet you're right, this is a great picture. I just feel like one thing that really annoys me about these pictures, I feel like all these companies, kind of like with printer companies like Epsom and whatnot, like they really, I think they purposely, they charge a huge amount for replacement cartridges, and you don't really get that much life. They always claim, oh, this many gallons or this many pages of even of black and white or color copies, and it never gets close to that. I'm
Right.
not counting.
Right.
I'm not talking about laser. I'm talking about like inkjet. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's always a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
And I do find that with my picture, like after 2 or 3 months, it's like you got to replace it, and
How do you know?
it really adds up.
Well, they tell you.
They have,
I
like, an
think
indicator a lot of
The
times.
general thing. Sometimes they come with those little like window sticky things.
Yeah.
And like you can put it on, and like it gives you like if you put it in January, like then next month next to it'll be like March or something. And that's when you have to change it next.
But
But
it should be based on throughput, not time.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
I
Is
think so. I think so.
But also, like,
the pictures are cheap too. They're not going
I think they're
to.
trying to screw you.
Right, well, they're
Exactly.
not going to put the money into like having something to actually
They want you to-
analyzes.
they want you
when
to buy
you're
the
no longer getting
replacements.
purely filtered
And that's the
water.
only bad thing with the Camelbacks is their replacements are really expensive. They're like $20 almost a piece.
Mhm.
That's why it sucks. But like the best
super
solution
convenient
is having something
picture.
attached to your sink that can.
Well, I was gonna say that's what we have.
Right, you guys
Yeah.
have a
That-
sink attachment there.
Yeah. Which we like well, it works well for us. Wouldn't help you if you want super cold though.
Yeah.
But Andrew and I actually try to avoid that. We both have sensitive teeth, so super cold is like, ow.
Yeah, it does for me.
Don't
I
like
have
it.
sensitive teeth too, but I don't know. It's just way more refreshing for me to
Fair enough.
cold glass.
Just don't swish around your mouth. then.
Exactly. It's straight down the gullet.
All right. Well, thank you for that excellent
You
advice.
better do it.
This has been. One of these days, we're gonna get the right pitch. You know, every time I play the Who clip, it's always like way.
This time I had like a awkward like start. I was like, woo.
Ooh, you better.
I think it'd be really funny if there's some people who feel like we've gone old and whatnot and not can't talk about cool things.
Complaining
No,
about
like,
water
I
pitchers
feel
and,
like
God
I'm just
damn,
thinking.
kids, fill up your water.
It'd be really
pitcher."
funny if like someone like they like did broad generalization, but they took an
about
earlier
potpourri,
podcast where
water pitchers.
us at Guys, Games, and Beer, and they're like, here they're talking about cool video games, and they're talking about how sensitive their teeth are, and
Potpourri.
brita filters, and their potpourri.
I thought it was young and hip, but I just have
Nope.
like an 80-year-old's brain.
Yeah.
But they changed what is
Yeah.
cool.
Right?
Yeah, change what hip was.
Speaking.
And now it scares me.
Hey, there is one thing about Lords of the Trident that is on the cutting edge, nay, the bleeding edge, I will say. Not this suit, no, because that's been done before. The thing that we are currently on the bleeding edge of, besides best band in forever, is Facebook. Have you been to our Facebook page lately?
I went there today and I saw it.
Because if you haven't been, I
you
recommend that
animated
you
intro?
pause this podcast right now and let your mind be blown.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do
Good
that.
job with that
Like,
time, by
I'm,
the way. I saw it the other day.
Yeah, because at the top of the Facebook page, there is no longer a cover photo. There is now a moving picture cover photo, a videograph, if you will.
I'm coming
Like you
at
see on
you.
the Nickelodeons?
Like you see on the Nickelodeons, and you don't even
Wow.
have to pay 5 cents for it. It runs. It's continuous. So yeah, Facebook is now for like selected pages. They're coming out with video covers, and we were able to do it. And so I made a video and put that up there, and now our cover photo is a cover video.
I'm coming at you. Then I'm getting away from
Yeah,
you.
it's like oh
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think it's really cool, and Facebook says a lot of their platform is like moving towards more video stuff. I mean, they've been doing a lot with like Facebook Live and stuff like that. So I think they're kind of really trying to get into that video realm, which I think is a smart move. It's just going to be hard to compete with YouTube, I think.
There's YouTube Live out now as well, which is pretty great.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, of all the live stuff that I've tried, Facebook has been the easiest. Just because you always have the Facebook app, you just I'm live and stuff like that. And if you're a friend like Chip Zito, you can try to sell. You can do Facebook Live every day and try to sell gold to people. So that.
What?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah. Our good friend Chip Zito, who back when the band started, he lived in Madison, and our old bassist Captain Bloodbeard worked with him, and he wanted to set up a show where he did his ventriloquism comedy act in Arena, Wisconsin, which actually is where my dad is from. It's just a small farm. It's a small farming community of 500, and he wanted to do a ventriloquism act, and then we would play. So we turned that one down, unfortunately.
It makes
But-
me think of Spinal Tap thing where there's like I told them our name comes before the puppet show.
Yeah, well, now the question was though is like, back then when the band was first starting, we sort of like saw that and we're like, no, But like now, I kind of feel like we just do it for laughs.
Right.
You know, like if somebody came up and was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do this puppet show," and we, it's just a free weekend, like I might do it for just the story, like
And a $200 guarantee.
And exactly.
Always use some money.
Yep. So, but anyway, so yeah, he does live videos where he's in a multi-level marketing scam where he's selling gold right now. So it's always fun to just tune into those and see those happen. So keep it up, Chip. Good luck. Hope you get rich quick. So. Anyway,
it's not gonna work.
Nah, it never works. There's one more thing that I had on the agenda, and then it's Wild West. It's open season. I know on the podcast before we'd said, hey, you should join the Patreon. The Patreon's super cool. The Patreon helps us out a lot. So if you are on the Patreon, first off, thanks so much. The Patreon is currently helping us make the payments on our Trident Mobile and do a bunch of fun stuff. And buy cool things like to make more stuff for you guys, like this wonderful green screen suit, which I'm sure everybody now that has seen the result of this green screen suit is like unsubscribe, but should have never done that, Ty. Really bad idea. Anyway, so but another cool reason that people should join the Patreon, and the reason why a lot of people maybe are on the Patreon, is because we give out free shirts, and we do designs specific for the Patreon. Well, we just came out with a brand new shirt design, which I'm actually really jazzed about, and it's based on a true story that we talked about on the podcast of when Brian and I met Shang Tsung. Can you hand me that screen over there? It is our Metal Combat shirt, and I've made this screen. And you'll notice that this is a very professional looking screen because I actually had to buy I didn't have to. I decided to buy a professional screen just to kind of see what the difference would be, because this is such a detailed shirt. Like it's basically photos of a bunch of people. So printing out and getting the detail right took like 5 or 6 different burns and 5 or 6 different tries, but we finally got it. And I'll display the final shirt result up there. It came out looking really freaking cool. I'm really excited about this shirt. And we posed a question to the Patreon members because the guys saw the shirt design and they're like, oh my god, I think that's going to sell like freaking hotcakes at the show. And I said, I think this is going to be one of our Patreon only designs. So I asked you, the patrons, if it would be cool if we sold these shirts to mere mortals, to people who are not on the Patreon. And so far we've got a response from a pretty decent sized swath of you that everybody's saying go for it. So thank you for that. And hey, if you haven't yet signed up for the Patreon, you must be kicking yourself because you could have gotten one of these shirts for free in the mail. And Patreon people will always get all this stuff first before anyone else has an opportunity to get it. The Patreon people had the first opportunity to purchase the ale horns and all that sort of stuff. So I don't mean to harp on it, but if you're not on the Patreon, you really should be. We release cool stuff on there all the time, and it helps us out just a ton. So
was this all one piece then?
Yeah, I bought it, and it came as like
I was gonna say, 'cause this is
just one thing.
You've upgraded from your 2x4s.
Yeah, the downside, like these
2x2s.
Yeah, these screens are like super tight, and the material, this kind of yellowish material, is twice as like dense in terms of like the resolution as the like grandma's negligee that we normally print on. But the downside to this screen is that it was like $40. So it's kind of expensive if we wanted to do a lot of designs. And to be honest, like we don't need we may not even need this screen. What I really want to do is I want to do an A/B of this screen against the one that I made and kind of see if there's any difference really. But for now, this screen works for the prints. We're going to do this for the prints, and we'll kind of experiment later. Because, yeah, like $40 for every single t-shirt design, nah, no thank you. That would be way too much. So anyway, Metal Combat shirts are coming out very soon. If you are on the Patreon at the level where you get shirts...
Holy.
Yeah, right?
That's so tight.
I know. If you're on the... if you're on the Patreon at the level where you get shirts, you have gotten a link to fill out a form to give us your size and all that sort of information. So please fill that out. The faster we get that, the sooner we can get the shirt to you. And if you're not on the Patreon, sign up and you can get awesome shirts like this for free. 3 of them a year if you get on the $8 tier. And honestly, what is $8 a month really? It's like nobody knows what it is. Money is meaningless. Money only has the attachment that we assign to it.
Reality is an illusion. Sign up for our Patreon.
Yep. That'll be the new tagline. Reality is an illusion. Sign up for our Patreon. So, anything else that you guys would like to add besides reality is an illusion?
Are there any? I remember it was a thing request in past. Ty, any new video games or anything you played?
Oh, that's a great.
People in the past have want to hear.
Thank you, Aki. That's a great question.
Younger kid stuff.
Yeah, younger
Tell
kids.
them about what kind of thing is lit or dank. I think.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you
about
about
Colorado dank.
Dank. Yeah. Let me tell you about this game I picked up on the Steam sale. It is Potpourri Simulator 2017. It has all the latest versions of Potpourri. It's got the little
television.
Yeah, well, it's got the little the fuchsia type potpourri. It's got the little balls. It's great.
No way.
Complete with filled up water pitchers.
I just got the game. Yeah, Brita Filter Extreme.
Oh hell yeah!
I got the
Shakara.
DLC with the extra packs.
I got the upgraded version, the Camelback version.
Oh man,
Camelback DLC. That's what you got to get.
Camelback DLC.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Brita.
That's how they get you.
No, I actually picked up on
Buy a new DLC every 3 months.
On the Steam sale, I picked up Darkest Dungeon, which have any of you guys played Darkest Dungeon? No. I would really recommend it. It came out, I want to say like a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and it is it's like a dungeon crawler that is it's a dungeon crawler that has permadeath. So you like constantly get new recruits coming into town that you can put to your party, and they will gain level. They start off at level 1 or level 2, and they'll just kind of gain levels as you go through the dungeons. And all the dungeons have different levels. But the thing that makes it really stand out, it makes it really unique, is that all of the creatures and the situations that you fight in these dungeons cause psychological distress. So like you have a health meter, but you also have like a sanity meter and a stress meter, and
Just like real life.
Right. And so if you get if you run into stuff that stresses you out too much, you can get afflicted with these either like diseases or mental characteristics. Like say if your stress meter gets all the way to the end, it'll say like your resolve is tested, and then you're like oh, suddenly you're fearful, and then you immediately every other turn you like retreat to the back of the pack in your party's lineup, which sucks. Or you're abusive, and every turn you like yell things at other party members, which causes them stress and stuff like that. And once you're done, if you survive, you have to put these people, like when they get back to the town, you can put them like into the sanitarium, or put them into the cloister for them to pray or flagellate themselves to like get rid of these mental things. Or you can put them in like the gambling hall or the brothel or whatever to like de-stress them, essentially. So
it's like I don't even have to play a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like real life.
This is
all
really
over
fun
again.
to play this.
Yeah. But it is very, very fun, and it's really challenging. It's really, really hard.
I still love this basic think of when you got that game. I'm sorry to get off topic.
No, go ahead.
When you got that game where you play in like a fictional former Soviet country and you're a border crossing guard.
Papers, Please.
Whatnot. And I just
Papers,
thought those
Please.
songs so funny
Broforce.
about like someone like you or any of us being done with a day at the office or whatnot, and be like, oh, I can't wait to get home. Oh boy, wait, my computer, I'm going to play this game where I process papers.
Yeah. Everything looks in order here. Click, click. There you go, sir. Yep.
I remember it being really depressing too, like your family can die and
Oh yeah.
you're poor and
That's that's interesting. That's something that I've never understood. Is like there's like Euro Truck Simulator or like Japan Train Simulator, where it is like a very, 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 a perfect reproduction of what it would be like to, say, drive a truck or drive the trains, and it's like work and it's boring, you know. Like what do people, you know, you go, you sit in an office all day and then you go home and you fake drive a really really like accurate depiction of driving a truck.
Maybe retirees that like need something to do for 8 hours.
I guess, but I've seen so many people online, so many like younger people be like, "Oh, I love Euro Truck Simulator. Can't wait for the new double semi pack coming out."
At work that runs a server.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta ask him like, what is the pull? Because to
I
me,
should.
it's just like so boring.
I think sometimes, and this is simplification. I would like a true answer as well, but I do think there's something to be said true about about being able to escape from one's reality. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's something about when you're forced to do something, it is work. Like you're required to do or whatnot. But I feel like when you get to escape to another world, even if the task might not be amazing or whatnot, there might be some calming aspect to it because it's not, you know it's a game and it's not your life, you know.
I suppose.
Sorry, I worded that right poorly.
I guess
but,
I always
yeah.
would just like to escape to some place a little bit more interesting or
More fantasy based.
well, maybe, or just something a little bit more. You know, it's not like, you know, work simulator 5000 or something like that. So
It was like the South Park episode where they're all playing the guitar and they're all like click 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 click. And they're like, here's a real guitar, and they're like, that's so lame.
yeah.
Yeah.
Michi. Oh, you probably hear our cat. Michi. Yep, she
Because
just
like
wants to meow.
driving a truck, that's stupid, but playing a video game where you're driving a truck, that's
Yeah.
fun.
I guess so.
Weird.
So I don't know. Have you guys been playing any new games, or you got any new movies that you saw? maybe
Diablo
recently?
3.
Oh, Diablo
Oh,
3.
cool. How are you liking it?
We're playing a season right now. It's pretty fun.
I heard that
Run-
the game was
run
very
around.
flawed. Oh, I'm sorry.
Running around, smacking stuff around, and killing people, killing animals.
I've been playing Witcher 3.
Ooh, yeah, I've heard that's really
solid.
It is. I haven't played any of the other Witchers, but I started it on hard. I probably shouldn't have.
On hard, really.
It makes it really challenging and really a lot more enjoyable, I think. But
I do think a lot of games, they force you on a harder mode to play more intelligently, and I
Yeah.
feel like I only played the original Witcher, but you know, when I played on a normal mode or whatnot, you didn't really need except towards the end to take the various potions to enable you to defeat certain monsters. But that was like a part of the game and the story, is that as the Witcher, like, you rely on, even in the opening video, on like taking these potions and whatnot to give you temporary boosts.
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't really have to do that in normal mode. So I think it's kind of like Resident Evil almost. Like, I remember, you know, talking to my friend Dan about, you know, playing Resident Evil and, like, you know, beating you know, 1, 2, and 3 on like normal mode, and he's like, okay, let me ask you a question. He's like, you're one of those people that goes in, you kill every monster in the whole game. I'm like, yes. They're scary, I want to kill them all. And Dan's like, if you really want a true zombie experience, play on a hard or expert mode, because in that mode, it's, you know, you don't have enough ammo, you don't have the option to kill every enemy in the game. You have to be smart. You have to think like, okay, I shoot the zombie here, and I push into this one here, and I run past them. You know, I shoot this gas container. But in other modes, when you have, you know, all you need, and it's not, then it's nowhere as much of a challenge.
Right.
Yeah. Diablo 3, I had a quick question. So you do have the Reapers of Souls expansion?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, like, a lot of people, when it first came out, dissing on Diablo 3, saying how 2 is way better. But I know it's been patched a lot. Now, you've played the second one, right?
No.
Oh, I was going to ask you how they compare.
No, there's a whole set of PlayStation games and things that I completely missed out on. So PlayStation 3 on PlayStation 4, Diablo 3 is my first Diablo experience.
Oh, wow.
So
You haven't even played Diablo 1?
No.
Oh,
Wow.
I haven't played any of the Diablo games.
Oh, jeez.
We enjoy it because it is a little on the brainless side. You run around smacking things, and you run around killing shit, and it's fun for a long day when you don't want to think anymore.
Yep.
So
I think anyone... I'm sorry. anyone that calls them RPGs doesn't know what they're talking about. I mean, it's a fun dungeon crawler, hack and slash game.
That's what we call them. It's a hack and slash.
But yeah, definitely hack and slash, and like, it's fun. It doesn't like if you're looking for like a real depth of story and like, options to like change how the ending's going to go. Like you're not going to get that in that game, but I agree, it's very fun. I haven't done 3, but I played 1 and 2.
Well, all right. I think Michi has come to probably break this up.
Yeah.
Break up the party. She says it's rock and roll bedtime. Yeah. So hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to our anniversary TRIDENTcast, our 1-year anniversary. We will see you in Colorado, and we'll see you at Mad with Power. Go to madwithpowerfest.com. Buy your tickets. If you buy enough tickets, I will never wear this suit on the podcast again. If you don't buy any tickets, every podcast. I know maybe 1 or 2 people will be like, I'm never buying a ticket, but most of you buy those tickets. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Good night.
Potpourri.
Boobs.
Potpourri.